Hello, everybody. Welcome to episode 7 of the Noisy Neighbours podcast. As usual, on Monday evening, joined by my brother Christian to go through United in a bit more detail following this weekend's loss to Brighton. How are you doing, Christian?
I'm good, bro. How are you doing? More to the point.
Well, pretty ill on a normal, on a non-footballing side. Whole family's been whacked out with flu, but United certainly didn't help matters.
Well, they can always kick you when you're down, can't they? No matter how bad things are.
It's just Southampton flu, whatever variant that is after Thursday's watch along.
Dear me, it was that watch along was absolute chaos. It was just
Put it this way, I wasn't enhancing anything I was saying either. That was like literally.
There was no exaggerating. To be fair, that's you maybe toned down, if anything.
Yeah, the next one will be worse. So United won 3-1 at home to Southampton on Thursday. They then lost 3-1 to Brighton on Sunday. I suppose a good place to start is what is actually going on with this team, and seriously, where are any sort of wins going to come from at the moment? We maybe can touch on the potential incomings and outgoings that might affect how we see the rest of this season, but right now they are absolutely fucking abysmal, and they should have lost on Thursday. So Thursday they scraped through with a lucky goal, a good goal, and a absolute gaff from Southampton.
A Rami special.
Should have been about 3-0 at half time to the worst team. They are on pace to beat Derby's record of 11 points. So they are statistically right now the worst team in Premier League history. Obviously, they might go on to get more points than Derby, but right now, 6 points after 22 games, they are on pace to beat Derby's record. So they're statistically the worst team in Premier history right now.
Yeah, and when you bring that up, you've also got to add to context how United played against them, or how they played against you. More to the point, they dominated United at Old Trafford, especially, the first 30 to 45 minutes in that game, United were pinned back by Southampton, and they were getting punished. Lenny Yoro was getting absolutely torched by that young lad on the wing. Every single attack, he was getting beat. They were getting to the byline. They were pulling it back. They could have genuinely had probably 3 or 4 goals. You were let off by poor finishing and just a lack of general quality in their team.
Yeah, exactly. Well, we spoke, didn't we? And yesterday was no shock. They went and battered us and scored 3. Should have been more. Again, another 3 goals at home. Got 1 disallowed. VAR saved them again. And this trend of conceding goals is consistent. Like I said, it was 1 against. You just touched on it. 1 against Southampton should have been 3 at half time, but for obviously their lack of quality, which they obviously have 0 quality. Otherwise, they wouldn't have 6 points in 22 games. But Brighton do have quality, and they completely punished us and the individual errors in this team. And there's a lot I want to get into here, because anybody who watched the watch along on Thursday, I was very critical of the players individually. Wasn't overly critical on Amorim, purely just because the team, Southampton, are that bad. I don't believe Amorim can really impact how the game. He shouldn't be having such a negative effect. If it is all Amorim and the 3-4-3, I just don't believe it should be an issue, because they are that shit. However, we will come to Brighton yesterday and some of his comments yesterday as well in the post-match presser, which is very alarming to say the least with him. And this is someone who's really stuck up for Amorim, and I do feel sorry for him. That is not going to change regardless. However, I think he can do better, and I think he could help himself, to be honest. So if we just go into the individuals, Thursday I thought the midfield two were fucking shocking, Ugarte and Mainu, and this is not something new now. There's a trend appearing with these two where they're getting overrun. Now they are 3v2 every single time they play in there. However, when they play against a good team, they don't seem to look overwhelmed and swamped. I noticed it with we were speaking about Ugarte and Mainu and their energy and lack of energy, and it wasn't just them two, by the way. All of them looked shagged out on Thursday against Southampton, but it's not like the 80th minute. Amorim said, I don't know if you saw it, he said Ugarte was tired from minute one.
What is that even about?
What on earth does that mean? Sorry, just one second, let me just plug me.
Yeah, I don't understand.
So
how is he even coming out with that? What's the reason for that then?
Well, he was. This is the truth. And look, there's one thing for certain. Amorim is speaking the truth on this team and how these games are going. I'm telling you, Mainu. I mean, Mainu yesterday. He came out from half time. He could barely run.
Yeah, just to add to context, I actually didn't see the United game, but yeah, I did genuinely predict that when I saw you at Brighton next, I knew you were in for a rough time because the way you performed against Southampton, if you were going to play the same way, which ultimately you are, because that just seems to be the level at the moment that them guys will put in, they will punish you because they've got some real quality up front. You know, they've got Mitoma, João Pedro. They were always going to punish United. So if you were going to allow them the same space that you did Southampton, it was going to end one way. Didn't shock me in the slightest.
No, it didn't shock me either. I mean, there was no way they could raise their level. This tiredness is doing my head in. It's, to be honest, this dates back. We spoke about this on multiple pods now, and this dates back now with this fitness stuff to Mourinho days, and every single coach has come in and said the same thing. However, these players aren't the same players for Mourinho. The squad has been completely overhauled. Yeah. So, I'm sorry, what are the odds that we keep churning out a new 16 squad of players, and Ten Hag signed about 15 players, and we'll get to his fucking recruitment, but I'm sorry, fitness and stamina and how you look after yourself, I don't care how shit you are. Manchester United should not be the unfittest team in the league, and I'm looking at these two in midfield now, Ugarte and Mainu. I know, honestly, the only thing I can point this to is in the lead up to big games, they are preparing better. I don't know this. I'm just telling you what I see with my eyes. And the pattern is emerging. We concede less goals against good teams. We perform better as a team against good teams. And we get more points against good teams with them two in midfield. Why? When we go, Forest at home, conceded 3. Bournemouth at home, conceded 3. Brighton at home, conceded 3. Southampton should have scored 3. These teams are mid-table teams. Yeah. No disrespect to those, by the way. They're having great seasons, but this is Manchester United we're talking about. This isn't like, they're not going to Palace and blitzing them.
Yeah.
We go to Anfield. Okay, we conceded 2, but we were very competitive in there. And I would say Ugarte and Mainu edged the midfield at Anfield. City, I thought they coped really well at City. And Arsenal, with 10 men, they coped really well. There was
What's strange as well with it, it's like you could say, you know, like with some clubs, they're a better almost counter-puncher team, if you will. For instance, you and Drolly, it would have been a bit of an example of that. For like, you know, when you were coming to the Etihad, you would hurt us more because you would sit back, soak up the pressure, and players up front they didn't have much quality, but they were rapid and caused us problems. Yeah. However, with United, right, so with that same logic, you could go, I could sort of understand the lesser teams because United have got to actually come out, so then they will get caught the other way. But United aren't coming out against the lesser teams under Amorim. You're just getting battered from the first minute at home. Like, the ball kicked off. Oh, sorry, I'm referring back to Southampton, but of course that's the one I watched.
Yeah. It's the exact same.
Yeah, I imagine so. So as soon as it kicks off, United are getting pinned back. That's not an issue to do with, we're playing a different side, we have to come out today, so we're going to leave more space behind. No, you were pinned back and getting battered by 20th in the Premiership.
Chasing shadows, and this is someone who I loved Kobe Mainu last season. I thought he was a amazing talent that has come through. I even said, I think
I'm a huge fan.
I thought I mean, look, you can't write the kid off just because this season's not gone well, but it has been an awful second season for the lad. And there's factors for that. He played the Euros and he didn't really have a pre-season. Ten Hag had him start in the Community Shield against City, where Pep did not play any of the Euros and that, any of the Euro players and that. And yeah, it's been tough for Kobe Mainoo, but I'm just getting frustrated that these players are just I just it was never in my head, and I'm watching. Brighton played on Thursday. Why are Brighton in better shape than It is really pissing me off now. I don't. It's not even like the shit at football, which some of them are. It's being overrun, and you okay. There's 3v2 in there, but like I said, Liverpool had 3v2 in there at Anfield, but they were landing tackles. They were better on the ball. Why? Why? And look, this isn't even how the game went. I'm telling you from yesterday, Kobe Mainoo and Ugarte came out in the second half and looked like they couldn't run. They were. I am not talking sprinting. They were walking and jogging round.
Dude, there's no excuse for it, in my opinion, as well. I know it's easy for Amorim to come out and he can say, look, they're not fit enough or whatever he's going to say. But, mate, you're the manager. You've got to command the respect. I'm going to turn it on you and ask you, why is your team not fit enough then? What are you doing in training? Why are you going into big matches? Well, not even big matches. Why are you going into any match and you're going to come at the end of the game and say they're not fit enough? Well, surely you should be handling this. It's very basics. You're not saying they've not got the ability. You're saying that they're not, basically they can't be arsed.
This is a historical issue with United. Like I said, Ollie came in to the Mourinho team and went, these lot need to get fitter than this. Straight up. First thing Ollie said, Ollie maybe did a little bit with him, I don't know. Rangnick comes in, the shit physically, all of them. We need to fucking raise the physical. He said we need to raise the physical profile of this team. Ten Hag comes in. Do you remember the Brentford 4-0 a half-time game?
Yeah.
And famously, Ten Hag had them in training the next day and said, they outran you by 15 kilometres, whatever it was. We're going to run that now in training, me included.
Yeah.
So that's, sorry, how many have I counted there? 3 managers. Now you've got a 4th manager that's come in Amorim, who is just basically came out and said Ugarte was tired from minute 1 on Thursday.
So what's your thing on it then? What's your take? Do you think it's almost like some weird toxic culture of the club now where the players deem it acceptable?
There might be some sports science to it. Maybe Carrington is fell behind. I'm not there, but it's very
facilities are a joke.
Very well documented that the facilities are subpar for a Premiership. This isn't even talking about top club. This is the word is that Carrington is one of the worst sort of training facilities in the Premier League. So is it too out there to say maybe that they're behind in sort of the sports science, the food, the gym work? Are they spending too much time on the weights? I always thought some of our quick players and nimble, agile players have lost that agility. And we're not talking 30, 31, 32. Do you remember when Pogba came in? He could go past 2, 3, 4 players. By the end of Pogba, his shoulders have grown to about here, and he couldn't go past one person.
Well, we know what that was, don't we?
Martial, Rashford. Not Rashford as much. Martial was fantastic one-on-one. Obviously, I know he had lower body injuries, but again, was he doing too many weights? Like, is this a thing at this club? Kobe Mainoo was drifting past people now. I ain't seen Mainoo take someone on all season. It's just, it's head scratching, and this club, they can't. What hope have we got if the players aren't even fucking fit enough? It's the fucking basics, man. How are they not eating the right shit? How are they not fucking putting in the right fitness in pre-season?
Yeah. You're professional athletes. And you are very, very well compensated to do your job.
I'm telling you right now, Christian, this is the worst fitness. This is the worst United team. Well, it is in multiple areas, but it is the most unfit United team I've ever seen. I'm telling you, Rangers on Thursday, straight away you can forget Sunday then, because...
But then, Alex, all right, the thing is though, I hear you. I do hear you on the fitness. However, how are they rolling out then against certain teams and the fitness is at a level that's acceptable. And
Well,
then they're at home against Southampton, they're at home against Brighton, and they can't do it. So then is it really fitness, or is it just a complete attitude?
It could be, but look, it also could be that in the lead up to big games, they do a little bit more looking after themselves. I'm telling you right now, right? If a Premier League player the night before a game doesn't do the right things, you will see it the next day. The level of running ability in this league, forget talent, right? Southampton, for example, they're obviously they are, like we've just said, the worst team maybe in Premier League history. But they will be fit. They will be athletically in shape. If you eat a fucking curry the night before, or whatever they might be doing, or drinking, or boozing, or smoking, you will see it the next day. So, is that what they're doing? Are they not eating the right things in the lead up to shit teams, or in the lead up to Anfield, are they living off protein and high protein meals and that are good for you and drinking water?
It's a complete mystery, but surely the club have got to get this under control. Surely the staff that are in place are capable of handling this situation.
Well,
if they must have.
Measurable.
Sorry, go on.
It's measurable. It's not like 30 years ago when you just had the eye test where you were sat in the stand going, he's fucking knackered in there, number 6. They're wearing trackers. You know exactly.
Dude, I saw an interview once, right, with Micah Richards, and this is going back to when he was a professional at Man City, so this is a long time back, right? So the facilities would have been a lot lesser back then. He said they would go in on a Monday and have a piss test.
Yeah.
So whoever's controlling this, the doctors at the club, they're going to then feed it back to the manager and tell them, look, here's what's wrong, here's what they need to improve on. So if it's anything to do with your diet, it's going to flag. So whatever, me and you can speculate, because we have no fucking idea ultimately what's going on. We're just guessing at what the problems are, because that's all we're left to do. However, the club do fucking know. Because of all the tests, like you say, they're tracked, they are probably weighed, I'd say once a week at least. It is going to be on top of them. They know what the problem is, so therefore the staff should be in place to handle whatever the issue is. And if it isn't fucking that they're not handling themselves correctly, then what is it? Is it just they don't care and they'll just pick a game and go, oh, we'll turn up today, and then we've got Palace next week. Oh, fuck it, I'm not that arsed about that one. Well, if that is the case, you've got to sack all the whole lot off, to be honest. Or anyone with that mentality.
It's not a bad solution, but like you said, it seems to be like we're dragging the odd good player that we have every so often seems to be dragged down to the rest of the shitters level. Mazraoui started the season fantastic. He's been fucking awful last 2 or 3 games.
Yeah.
Kobbie Mainoo was amazing. He started the Euros final against Spain, and everybody was happy on board about that, by the way. He wouldn't even make the fucking squad now. Like, mate, but anyway, so we've got the fitness issue. Fuck knows what they're doing. Then you have, I touched on it then, 3v2 in the middle. Now, here's the flip side to that. If Amorim knows these two in centre mid cannot handle the physical battle against these teams, most teams do play 3 in centre mid. I know the 3-4-3 is unique in that you are meant to have you're meant to have the overload in wide areas because you have the wide 10s and the wing backs. However, our wing backs are basically full backs, so we don't even have the overload. But this is the system anyway that he wants to play. But if he knows that and he's obsessed with this back 3-5, whatever you want to do, go 5-3-2 then and put Casemiro in with Mainoo and Ugarte and get a solid base to build off. You know why he won't do that? Because he won't drop Bruno Fernandes. And this is the exact same thing Ten Hag had, where you talk about Mainoo and Ugarte getting overwhelmed. Mainoo was in midfield 2 all last season as well, because Ten Hag's system was Fernandes pissing off wherever the fuck he wants with whoever the striker is. Yeah. It was just a back 4, wasn't it? 4-2-3-1, but it's still 2. It's never been 4-3-3. You cannot play 4-3-3 with Bruno Fernandes.
Just a quick one on Bruno as well, while he's on topic. I do not understand that guy, how, you know, a lot of people can watch our videos where we've been critical, or
Yeah,
especially you have been critical,
yeah,
and they'd say, "Oh, he's talking shit, whatever." All right, then
yeah,
explain to me why we see the level of performance we did at Anfield, and
yeah,
then what we see against Southampton. You tell me the discrepancy. You tell me the reason why it goes
yeah.
from that to down there. And then not only that,
It's
this
just unbelievable.
constant whinging. Mate, I'm a City fan, so I can sit back from a distance, and I'm
Yeah,
just bewildered as to why you lot accept it. That it's clearly not okay that he can come out and just keep saying the same boring, rehearsed bollock speech of,
mm.
oh, it's not at the level, we'll try harder. Mate, we'll fucking do it.
He's
Why do you keep coming out and saying it? Just put it into action.
he's just he's just a fucking knobhead, to be honest. I've had it with this player for years now. I'm sick of it. And this, I saw another one. Fucking midfielder created the most chance. Oh, piss off! He's not a fucking midfielder. If you think he's a midfielder, you either ain't got a fucking telly or you ain't got a pair of eyes. That guy plays the same position as Wayne Rooney did. So is Wayne Rooney a midfielder then?
Yeah.
No, he fucking isn't, is he? Wayne Rooney is a striker or a support striker. Bruno Fernandes is not a midfielder. So stop with this bullshit that's saying he's got more goals and assists than fucking Gundogan or Soberslai or McAllister. Well, obviously he's going to knobhead. He's playing fucking up front.
Yeah.
Stop with this bullshit. His stats are shit. His stats are shit for his position and his play style. The inconsistencies. What did I say to you before that Liverpool game? And you were laughing at me because he was so good against Liverpool. And you were like, God, that short you put out about he needs to go and he's inconsistent. What did I say to you? I was like, you know what? Fair play. He was amazing against Liverpool. I thought he was man of the match.
We'll see
We've
what he
got,
does going forward, though.
what
Yeah.
does he do? Brighton and Southampton played, so we've got the worst club in the league and a mid-table club back to back at home within 3 days of each other. But
Two
everybody had a midweek
stinkers.
game. Absolute stinkers. Fucking 1 out of 10 in both of them. Created nothing. Yesterday, what keeps happening is I noticed this that we were shit yesterday as a team, but we're shit in most games. It's in his little moments where he does get a cut back to the edge of the box and it's a decent opening for a supposedly amazing number 10 player, whatever he's meant to be. Mate, he got a cut back, edge of the box. We're talking 18 yards out, nobody in front of him. Tries to hit it with his right foot, hits his left foot, goes fucking 20 yards wide. Another one, gets it on the edge of the box, brilliant position for a cross, dumps it, straight out of play for a corner, for a goal kick.
Yeah.
He does this repeatedly, and because the whole team is that shit, nobody looks at those moments and are like, really remembers them, because
Oh,
all they
yeah.
remember is the onslaught, and it's the 3 goals, and it's the fucking VAR, and it's Onana being wank. But he is, I mean, look, I really want to get into the reason that this squad, and I want to talk about these forwards. I know I've been absolutely hammering Hoyland as well, and oh shit, I did actually find something. I meant to remember it for you.
Did
Oh, here
he?
we go.
So who
So
started? Just a quick one. Who actually started with? Was it Hoyland or Xerxes that started against
it was
Brighton?
Xerxes. Sorry, one
Xerxes
positive.
started.
Xerxes' hold up play was fantastic. Props to the guy. He really did well. And he got us the possession. He got us up the pitch. Oh, another thing, this is linked to the stamina. First half an hour of yesterday's game, United's high press was good. We actually got a penalty off a high press. Brighton were actually having to go long, and the defenders were winning it. And you're like, okay, I see it. 3 centre-backs aggressive on the halfway line. Your forwards pressing them. We're winning the ball back at home against Brighton. And then what happens? The legs go and they can't do it anymore. We got 20, 30 minutes out of it. We got a penalty. I think we had another really good chance. And then the second half, I don't think we won the ball back in their half once. In the second half, application, fitness, it's just an absolute joke.
Yeah.
Obviously, you missed the game. I just want to touch on these players and the obviously Diallo has got he's our top scorer of the season with 6. Fair play to the kid. 6 goals, 6 assists. So I'm going to leave Amad Diallo out of this conversation because he is on pace for like a 11 goal, 11 assist season, whatever the pace is, which is very good, to be honest. So I'm really happy with Amad. I just want to touch on the rest of them and the contributions. Just statistically, Bruno Fernandes has scored 2 goals in open play this season. Free-flowing number 10, by the way. Sorry, midfielder. Marcus Rashford has got 4 Premier League goals. Probably not that bad considering he's not been seen for months.
Yeah.
Garnacho's got 3. Xerxes got 3. Højlund's got 2. And we're nearly in February. If you take Amad Diallo out of this team and take fucking Penandez's pens off him,
Mate, your relegation.
and Rashford has gone, so it's clear Rashford is not playing for this club again. So
Yeah.
take him out. The top scorer is Garnacho and Xerxes with 3 after Amad.
I tell you what, as well, this Rashford thing is. It's not looking. Thing is, we need clarification, or you guys need clarification. Has he been taken out because his attitude is that bad that he needs to be taken out? Right? If that's the case, then you need to tell people that, and you need to give examples as to how bad he is. But what the argument I'd have, or the counter argument, I mean, how much worse is he than the rest of them? Because you're telling us the rest of them aren't fucking fit. So how much worse is he?
I said to you a bit ago that I thought it was maybe an Ineos approach.
Yeah, I'm starting to agree with you.
The recent conversation, the recent things we're hearing from Amorim and the stubbornness that he looks like he's got, I'm actually thinking maybe Amorim is leading this. I don't know. Look, maybe Ineos were like, let's sell him so we can replenish the squad in January, and there's been no takers. Nobody's putting an offer in for him. And the loan, why we would loan him, I do not know, because
it makes no sense.
Just play him. He's better than fucking Højlund. So he's better than Fernandes in that left 10. It's just bollocks. So just while we're on the stats, there was more stats to this, not just the goals. I just wanted to touch on Højlund particularly. Now, this is probably the most mind-blowing Højlund stat. Bear in mind, he's got 2 goals. It's actually worse than that. So Højlund has started 12 games this season, right? He's come on as a sub in 5. He's had over 1,000 minutes in the Premier League. He has not got an assist, whether that matters or not. This really, really shocked me. Have a guess how many shots he's had. He's appeared in 17 games. How many shots? Not on target, just shots.
I wouldn't even know. I wouldn't like to guess. Go on, shots.
12. He's had 12 shots in 17.
Yeah, I thought you were going to tell me the opposite, that he's had that many and missed. But that's even worse.
He's had 12 shots in 17 appearances this season. The number 9 for Manchester United is averaging under a shot a game. Not even.
Everyone goes on about Haaland, and he doesn't see enough of the ball. But there's games where he will have 4 or 5 shots. How has he had 12 all season?
Do you want to know how many were on target? 6.
Oh,
Rasmus Højlund has had 6 shots on target in 17 games this season.
I mean, his conversion rate is actually quite good if you...
This is the thing with Højlund. You look at his XG, right? His XG is... I looked at it from last season. It was 10. He scored 10. This season, his XG is 2.3. He's got 2. So he's actually in line with what the XG metrics say.
Yeah.
The problem is, mate, you're expected to score 2 goals in 17 games.
Yeah.
There's a bit of a fucking problem there. I'm also looking here. You've had 6 shots on target in 17 games for a striker.
Even if fucking all of them go in, the max you're on is 6, and for a number 9, that's not good enough.
Every 3 games, he's getting 1 shot on target.
Yeah. It's just not good enough.
And the thing is as well, you actually look at the rest of them. Amad Diallo's had 13 shots on target. Garnacho's had 20. Xerxes had 8. Xerxes had more shots on target than Højlund in considerably less minutes. So it just shows you that this no service argument with Højlund is linked to how shit he is. It's because we watched the game on Thursday. We did the watch along, and anybody could see how fucking pissed off I was. And you commented on it. His hold up play is fucking abysmal. If he does get a touch on it, which he doesn't always because he can't judge the trajectory of a ball, and his anticipation is fucking woeful. If he does get a touch on it, his touch is that shit, he loses it.
Well, we got a comment, didn't we, before, right, of someone saying, we don't know what we're talking about because of the things we've said on Højlund, right?
Because I said he'll struggle in the Championship, yeah.
Yeah, because you said he's struggling in the Championship, right. Well, I've got a little bit of evidence to back that up. If that guy wants to come back and tell me which Prem side he starts for, because I went down the whole of the Premier League list and looked at, and he does not start he starts for one, maybe at a push Southampton. And to be honest, after the first half he put in against them, I don't think they'd fucking take him.
No, you're right. It was the worst audition.
So if he wants to tell me anyone else, does he start for Leicester? Does he start above Vardy? No.
There's a genuine argument he doesn't start for anybody else in the Premier League.
No.
And you can
Brentford, Palace, Fulham. You know, you're talking Jimenez and Buemo. Mate, all these guys are clear. They are miles better than him.
Some clubs have two strikers that are better than him.
Yeah, they do.
Villa, Duran and Watkins. You're not even getting on the bench. You wouldn't even get on the bench for some teams.
I think the thing is, just can I say something on this Rashford thing as well, right? So, do you think it's a bit of a popularity thing with managers where they want to stamp their authority? We've seen it with Ten Hag, Arteta with Aubameyang, where Ten Hag with Sancho. We've had now your guys doing it with Rashford, and it seems to be a bit of a pattern, like they want to stamp their authority quickly. But you know, I go back in time to when we had Tevez and he fucked us over good and proper. Do you remember when he refused to come on against? I think it was Juventus away, or it was either Bayern actually. I think it was Bayern. And he made a mockery. Don't get me wrong, the guy didn't deserve to play again, but ultimately we did bring him back, and he got us over the line and won us the league. Does anyone think, oh, I wish we'd just got rid and sold him? The thing is, you are going to fuck yourselves over for what? You're going to loan the guy out, which I imagine you'll be paying the bulk of his wages, because there ain't no way Dortmund are paying 300 grand a week for him. So you're going to probably pay 150 grand a week or 100 grand a week for him to go and play in Germany for the rest of the season. And you've got a guy up front that you've just told me has had 12 shots all season, and 6 of them have troubled the keeper enough to save them.
It's just, look, I do think now recency bias is leaning people to looking at Rashford in a different light. He was absolutely awful when Amorim left him out of the squad against City. I do want to remind people that it is ridiculous that he's not in the squad because of how bad we are. However, I bet you if he brought him back in within 2 games, people would be like, he's fucking terrible. It's the memory is. Do
I know what you mean. I know what you're saying. However, the thing is,
you look at it and you think, like some people yesterday were going, God, why did we get rid of De Gea? Because it's been 2 years.
Yeah.
Because Onana's so fucking rubbish. But De Gea had to go. It's like,
Onana you do get that whole nostalgia bollocks.
Do you know what I'm saying? But what I'm saying to you is time's passing by, and the more time passes by now, it's like, we miss you, Rashi.
Yeah.
But I'm telling you, I've seen Sunday League players put in better performances. That Europa League game before City, when he got dropped, I have honestly seen Sunday League wingers put in better performances than that.
No, so I'm not disagreeing with you.
I do want to remind, look, Rashford has the odd game where his ball striking's good and he can dribble a little bit. At the minute, we have nothing.
Right, okay, I would say something to rival what you've said. I do agree with you, and his level and his inconsistencies himself, there's a reason he's in the position he's in. But there is also other parts to it. The 2 guys that are playing currently ahead of him, your only guys that are capable of getting goals will be Xerxes and Højlund, and we know them both to be dog shit. So it's not like, oh, well, there's a chance they could be better. No, they're not. They're never going to be anywhere near what Rashford could possibly produce. I know he's inconsistent, but even say if you played Rashford till the end of the season, he probably would get, the metric says he'd probably get about another 4 or 5, so he'd nearly get to double figures. I don't think them 2. Well, you just told me Højlund's got 2. What Xerxes he got?
3.
You know what I mean, dude? So, listen, I don't know.
Look, Rashford would be playing right now. I'm just saying, yeah. I do think there's it's a unique sort of level to make you want to miss shit players, but this is how bad we are. I do just want to lean into Amorim and his comments since the weekend. Now, I don't know if you've seen or heard them or seen the quotes. I can read you a couple of quotes out.
Go on.
So,
I did see one that was absolutely shocking, saying they're the worst United side. And
yeah, that was actually one I could. Right, okay. Here we go. So this is Amorim on if it is going to be like this for quite a while until he can stamp his mark on things. That is clear. With me, that is clear because I'm not going to change the way I see the game. I'm very clear on that. The players are going to suffer. I'm sorry. The fans are going to suffer. Nice one, mate. I have one way of doing things. I know it's going to bring results, but we have to suffer these moments. I think it's very clear for everybody what we are going to do. Right. Okay, so Amorim's basically saying there's a few things. He's saying we're going to suffer. Well, we are suffering, so he's got that bit right. Also, he then says he has one way of doing things. Right, here's my problem. So on Thursday, I said anybody who's blaming 3-4-3 for that Southampton mess is an idiot, and I do stand by that. However, for Amorim to basically, in my opinion now, he's not changing this system even just for 10 minutes. It's gone too far now. We get your point. It's your system that you're going to play forever. However, you can go 15 minutes, you can go 4 at the back and put 3 up front, right? If we're chasing the game to Brighton. No, not doing it. The game yesterday finished with Yoro, Maguire and De Ligt at centre-back. So we lost 3-1 to Brighton at home with 3 centre-backs playing. None of them are that great progressing the ball. Yeah. So, right, you can still play your 3-4-3, dude. Nobody's saying that you need to start ripping it up and playing 4-3-3 from the start. We get you're going to play this from the start, but why can you not be flexible? Why can't you give it 10 minutes? You could even do it with the players on the pitch. And certainly if he plays Ahmad at right wing back, because we would have 4 defenders, Ahmad would be the wing back, so that'd be 5. So you could easily shuffle. You know, he won't even. It's just, I honestly now it feels like he's not doing it. He's not changing the system because he's scared it might improve. That's how it feels to me.
Yeah, the thing, mate, honestly, the worry for me that I would have if I was you guys, I would say, well, the lack of flexibility in him is a huge issue, and it just seems like he's going to, I'm just going to play this. I've got no other way of playing the game. Well, dude, that's not really great. I wouldn't be admitting that. You're basically saying, this is the only way I know how to play. I've never seen a manager so, stubborn in the ways to openly come out and say, I've got no other way of playing. It's this. Yeah. Dude, you're a top manager, apparently. So... Yeah. Every top manager, for instance, even Pep, I mean, Pep will have his ideas on, we've got to play out from the back. You will notice Pep will switch it sometimes, and we will go long. Edison is told to boot it up and aim for Haaland. So everyone, a top manager does need flexibility, and I would be a bit concerned that he's so far out there saying, well, I'm just not switching at all.
Guardiola won a treble changing the way he played.
He's the biggest. Guardiola is the biggest flexibility manager you will.
If you want to just pick them two and look, there's a whole host of managers who have changed systems and tactics and approaches to the game. But if you just want to pick Guardiola and Fergie, who are the best 2 examples, so Guardiola changed the system to stop the counter-attacks in Europe because you were conceding 3 away goals every single fucking knockout round. He went with Stones and Rodri with three centre backs behind them, right, or Walker sometimes. Stopped the counter-attacks, got you to the final, you limped over the line with a 1-0 win. You would not have won that 1-0 back in the day. Inter would have beaten you. But it was a stronger core that got you over the line. When Mourinho came over from Porto and he went 4-3-3 in 2004, I think, he won back-to-back leagues with Chelsea, conceded about 15 goals in one season. Fergie went, right, 4-4-2 is gone. 4-3-3 now trumps my 4-4-2. So now I'm going to go 4-3-3 myself. If Fergie never changed, Mourinho might have ripped off 5 leagues in a row.
Yeah, exactly. This is the thing. I don't know what your opinion would be on this. I've just got a question. So, with these system managers, and Amorim is definitely, he's so stubborn on this. Do you think they have a bit of an expiration date? Just because we've seen it in the past with Tuchel, Conte. I think the play, you may win a league, you may win a cup, whatever you might do. However, I feel like it's a very short-term win because I feel like the players either get bored of it quickly, they don't like it. So the only way to compete for a long time playing one system is that you keep buying in new players to do it. Because 5 at the thing is with the formation he likes is it doesn't benefit a lot of your forward players. No. And I don't know. It's not going to last.
It doesn't benefit the midfield too. We looked at Chelsea, Conte's title-winning team from 2016. Have I got that right? Sorry, 17. Forgive me, whichever one it was. I think it was 2017. Leicester won it the year before. Yeah. He had Kante and Matic in there. So we're just speaking about how unfit Mainu and Ugarte look. Well, Kante and Matic were two of the fittest, best athletic midfielders in the league, who, by the way, could also ball carry a good 10, 15 yards. They could throw people off the ball, and they could pass.
Yeah.
So, fuck me, man. You know, I'm not having a go at the guy. Look, obviously he's had this conversation with the ownership, and they're on board with this. But nobody's going to think less of you for going, look, I feel like saying, if I could speak to Amorim, right, myself, this is what I'd say to him. Ruben, the last manager was the worst manager we've ever had, recruitment-wise and probably tactically. Although, if this carries on, Amorim's going to trump Ten Hag at this rate, tactically. But recruitment-wise, Ten Hag was the worst. The fucking worst. And we're going to get into that in a second. All you've got to do, Ruben, is just do your job to the best of your ability, try little things, try and get results here and there, try and get a cup run. If these players are shit for you and you're tweaking certain things, no United fan will blame you. Hell, if you change systems here and there and you get relegated, United fans won't blame you. Trust me, I won't, because I know how shit these players are. I also know how shit the recruitment's been, and I know you've been dealt a shit hand. And he's not had one window. I know now they're on about maybe giving him a couple of players now, but are they going to improve? Fuck knows. But what he's doing is he's making it hard for himself now, because now it's getting to the point where he's coming out going, I know it's shit. You're going to suffer, and I'm going to do nothing about it. Look, Ruben, you have to do your job. Like, I will stick up for you because I know how bad this squad is. But I'm telling you right now, you cannot just intentionally send these players out to the slaughter and think you're going to get backed, because, like you said, forget the longevity. What about the now? What about the fans that are going every game and paying 66 quid a ticket, taking their family, and for you to say the fans are going to suffer? Well, no, hang on a minute. Well, when it was 1-1 on Sunday and you could see that Ugarte and Mainu were getting overrun, they were chasing shadows, why didn't you go, you know what, I'm going to bring Casemiro on for Mazraoui.
Yeah.
And I'm going to go 4 at the back. I'm going to stick fucking Dallo over there. I'm going to leave whoever at left back, Lenny Oro at left back. And I'm going to have Ugarte, Mainu and Casemiro in there to match up. And it's 1-1. You might get out there with a 1-1 and we might create some chances. You never know, we might win it. What does he do? He does nothing, because he is not changing the system. What happens is they score, VAR disallow it. They score again, allowed. They score again, 3-1, dead. It's just unacceptable. It's unacceptable for him to think that he can just do whatever he wants and not face consequences, because look, mate, you will get the biggest pass from United fans. And look, we are quite generous, not me personally, but you know, look, there was still some divs that thought Ten Hag should stay in the summer, and fucking hell, Ineos were one of them. But Amorim's got a shit hand. Anybody knows this squad's crap and these players are fucking toxic. But he's not helping himself.
No, he's not. And Alex, the thing is, a lot of this young breed of manager as well, it really gets on my tits. The fact that they're so stubborn. It's like, you know, this playing out from the back thing, the obsession with that. And then the managers are coming out going, well, if they make a mistake, if the players, you know, if the keeper does make a mistake or the defence does, then don't blame them, blame me. Right, well, forget that. We're losing fucking points. And like you just said, we're paying 60 quid a ticket to go and watch this shit every week. Yeah. So it's not good enough for you just coming out and going, oh, well, if they fuck up 3 games in a row, letting in howlers, just blame me. No, we don't want to watch the howlers, so fucking fix it.
Exactly. Look, there's so many layers to this. All I want is, I want to give Amorim a chance, right? I want him to have a window in the summer and see what we look like, right? If this carries on, he ain't going to get there. Because you just said it yourself. Southampton, they won. Really, I think, other than Leicester and maybe Ipswich, I think the other 16 teams in the league will beat United at the moment.
Seriously, it's going to get bad.
So if you win them other 2 games and lose the rest, look, you're probably going to scab a draw in there. That would put them on 32 points with 2 more wins. And look, they probably somehow would stay up, knowing United, how lucky they are. But look, yes, we are the worst team in United history, but make sure you're doing your job to make sure we get the most points as possible. You know what? What if he just went, I know this team can't play 3-4-3, or at least 3-4-3 for 90 minutes. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to tweak it slightly. I'm going to maybe against. There's no way one system works against the other 19 teams.
No.
It's bollocks. Even so, why not just roll out Rangers in the Europa or a lesser Europa team? Rangers are quite decent, but like a bit of a real shit team in the Europa. Why not just try 4-3-3? Why not just try it? Like,
Yeah,
what
exactly.
have you got to lose, man? Like, are you scared it's going to be good? Is that your problem? Because
Well,
that's
this
the
is
way
it.
I fucking see it. Like, you've got the easiest ride. Sorry, it's not easy, right? Because they're going to lose games, whatever system he plays.
You mean in
Because the
free
players-
pass wise, because everyone's going to go, it's not his team, Ten Hag was useless, which
Look.
is very true. But, mate, you've got to make sure you get to the summer to put your
Yeah.
own team in place, because currently, if you lose every week, and mate, the thing is, right, if he gets to the end of the season and he finishes 16th, does he continue for the next year? That's the problem, because there's going to be a lot of your fans that are going to say, we have had the lowest league finish in history. He needs to go.
The way he's talking, you have to be thinking. Ineos have said you are guaranteed next season. Unless he does not give a fucking shit, because there's no way he can, even in his head, and he says he sees the game one way. There's no way he truly believes things are going to change. And look, I have actually no problem with him. He's got a system that he likes, but there's also no problem with looking at something that's failing and trying to change it. Like, you can see this midfield's getting overrun. Simple facts. Everyone can fucking see it. You also can see Bruno Fernandes is offering nothing in this left 10 role, and Dalot and Mazraoui don't fucking do anything offensively. So it's not even the system, it's the personnel. And it's all rolling into one where, let me tell you this, right? If we played 4-3-3 and we had Casemiro sitting, Ugarte on the right, and Mainu on the left, a flat three, and then you had Rashford on the left, Xerxes up front, and Ahmad on the right, and then a back four with Dalot and Mazraoui at the minute. I know they're on about signing a left back, aren't they? And two centre backs. Are you telling me that wouldn't improve things?
Yeah.
Because Mainu and Ugarte wouldn't be. You'd like to think Casemiro would cover for them a little bit. Mainu might be able to get forward a little bit and show more of what he's capable of. Mainu's not scored or assisted this season.
Well, we've not seen him in the right positions, have we? Let's just be honest.
He's playing the Kante Matic role for Conte.
Yeah. No, I know.
Let's just flick to the squad and the hole that we are left in, and it's on topic at the moment because Anthony has left the club today on loan to Real Betis.
Yeah.
He signed 2.5 years ago for €95 million. He's got one goal in his last 45 league games. So Anthony, I just want to go through the Ten Hag spending. I've got a list in front of me, and I want to discuss the top 5 in a little bit more detail. Anthony, 95 million. Rasmus Højlund, 73.9. Casemiro, 70.6. Mason Mount, 64.2. Lenny Yoro, 62 million. We've got Lisandro Martinez at 57, and then Andre Onana at 50 mil. I just want to, if we skip Martinez, Anthony, Højlund, Casemiro, Mount, Yoro, Onana, you're looking at about 100, 250, you're looking at about 400 mil on those guys. They're fucking shit. Anthony, I just want to go through that list. You tell me if a Premier League club, sorry, not a Premier League club, a top 4 club, forget even going for the league, by the way, would a top 4 club take any of these players for free? Forget a fee. Anthony, Højlund, Casemiro, Mount, Yoro, Onana. Would they take them for free and pay them 100 grand plus a week? The answer is no. Erik ten Hag spent 400 million on players that aren't even worth a dime.
Yeah, I honestly think
it is the worst recruitment period.
Yeah. His reign at United is probably, when you look at it, manager to club level, I think it's one of the most damaging periods in any club's history. I really think he has massively fucked you over. I mean, the money, it's not just the money spent, he's left you in a major hole, because shifting these guys is a serious issue. Anthony, I see, has gone to Betis. I also read into that a little bit, and you're paying the majority of his wages to fuck off. So then, how many years has he got? Presumably, he signed a 5-year deal, right?
It could be 6. Let's be fair, but yeah.
Right. So give him the benefit of the doubt. Say it's 5. So he's going to have another 3 years on that, right?
27. Yeah, 27. It'd be.
He's 27, right? So you're
I'm not checked.
You're going to be paying that. You're going to be paying Anthony. It's just, I really, the hole he has left you in.
Yeah.
Because you've got to shift these guys before you spend. It's like the Rashford thing as well. That's a problem. Because if you were selling Rashford this January, then you could go and buy someone in. The loaning makes no sense because you're going to have to loan a striker in. What striker of any decent level are you going to be able to loan in the next few days, next week?
This is it. We're fucked. You ain't improving this squad unless they get lucky on a signing now. This kid from Lecce, the left back. Look, at the end of the day, we ain't got a left back, so
he's not going to change your fortunes, though, is he? Even if he's unbelievable, he's not going to really help you that much. I mean, yeah, he's going to help you in the back line a little bit, but
yeah. I want to just focus on two. So Casemiro was a ridiculous buy, just retarded, to be honest.
I never knew how much you paid for him. That shocks me. When you just said 70 million, that is...
Yeah, I'm just trying to find...
How old was he when you signed him, Alex?
Say again.
How old was Casemiro when you paid 72 million?
I think he was 30. Might have been 31.
I mean, notoriously, Brazilians don't age well anyway. A centre defensive mid that has been absolutely flogged by Real Madrid for the best part of, a decade, and United go and spend 70... They must have thought your heads had fallen off when they got a 70 million bid for Casemiro.
Yeah, no. Okay, I just want to focus on a couple of other players in that list. Potential, my favourite word. Potential. Potential is a word now that gets labelled with anybody under the age of 21, whether they're shit or good, apparently. No, potential doesn't mean the same thing it used to anymore. Potential used to mean that a player was 18 with amazing talent and temperament, and they could go out and play with people 7 years older than them and compete and come off the pitch, and people go... I remember when... who was it now? Guardiola said, I need to see his passport about a footballer. I can't remember, but anyway... Those types of games where they come off and everybody else is like, that kid ain't 18, not with that reading of the game, not with that level of IQ, not with that level of performance. I remember Cesc Fabregas at 16 running games in centre mid for Arsenal in the Champions League. Talk about potential. That's what potential used to mean. Wayne Rooney at 16 potentially could be the best striker in the league, and he was. That's what potential means. Potential isn't you're under the age of 21 and are shit at football. No, stop fucking labelling potential. I just want to talk on two of our potential signings, right? Admittedly, Euro is... I don't have enough to go off right now, but I do still want to touch on Euro. Not his fault, by the way. Euro and Højlund, two young potential players. Right. Lenny Yoro is the 13th most expensive defender in history. So, basically, in football history, 12 defenders have cost more than Lenny Yoro. And we are on a bit of a prayer here that he's gonna turn out great.
Yeah. There's little to no evidence.
I don't want to go through this list and say they've all been good, because there's not. Cucurella's in here. Matthijs de Ligt, but the Bayern, the Juventus, the Bayern signing is in there.
He'll be probably up there somewhere.
De Ligt's in there again. Ajax to Juve. Wesley Fofana is in there. So look, there's some gaffes. I'm not saying there is not.
Yeah.
However, why are United? He's a top 13 defender of all time, and we're just hoping he's going to be good. Why don't we spend 60 mil on a defender that we think's fucking good now? Because history tells me that there's only and what did I say? 13 defenders in history. Sorry, 12. There's only 12 defenders in history that have cost more than Euro. So that tells me we could get a pretty good player if you spend it correctly. Yeah, if you go and spend it on Wesley Fofana, then you're fucking stupid. Rasmus Højlund, 10 goals in Serie A for Atalanta. Lacks technical ability, can't hold it up. Poor, really poor back to goal game. 70 mil.
You just wonder though, with United,
What are we doing?
what is the scouting setup? Like the concerning thing for me is you can blame obviously Ten Hag for a lot of it, for a bulk of it, but Ineos have got to take some blame. I mean, the Xerxes one.
Xerxes, yeah. Shocking
You know,
signing.
it doesn't seem to be getting any better under Ineos, really.
No,
You know what I'm saying?
the summer was wank. Yeah, but I don't understand where this United and United fans and the fan base have completely lost sight of what the club was. And I was speaking to one of my friends earlier about Garnacho. We'll try and touch on him in a minute and then wrap it up. It's this. Oh, it's sad that we have to sell an academy player. You know, Manchester United is built on these principles. It's fucking not, though. Manchester United is not built on promoting academy players for the sake of it. Manchester United is built on promoting academy players that are good, that are proper potential, as in David Beckham and Ryan Giggs can go out there and they can start and they can compete against every team in the league. This Manchester United, the history of that is not promoting any old academy player for the sake of it. We have got lost in this now, and it's like
not box ticking. That's what you don't want to be doing. You don't want to just be fucking seen to be doing something, box ticking, to say, oh, well, we're bringing players through. Well, don't bring them through if they're dog shit. There's no point.
Brilliant. You've brought Garnacho through, right?
Did you even bring it? Hang on. Is Garnacho...
Well,
has he come through the academy? I thought you bought
he
it.
He is for PSR, but yeah, I think it was Atletico.
Yeah, I'm positive you bought it.
But look, he's a great example. You've brought him through. He showed a little bit of promise. It's clear he's not got the minerals. It looks like we can con someone for 50 million, which means a load more in PSR, profit sustainability rules. Get the fucking guy gone. There's no hard feelings from me. Fantastic business. Like, you know, financial fair play. It's pure profit. He's fucking gone.
Yeah.
It's not, trust me, Manchester United is not built on clinging to shit players like Jesse Lingard getting 200 appearances for Man United. Fucking Welbeck probably had over 100. Brandon Williams, 50 plus appearances. These players are fucking shit.
I mean, this Garnacho thing, I'm reading, United seems to be open to selling everyone. I mean, there's been David Ornstein that you told me last pod or the pod before that, you know, they're open to, well, I don't know if the wording was they're open to offers, but I think it was pretty much that, or words to the effect of. Garnacho's the same. Thing is, with that Garnacho thing, I just sent you on Instagram then, and United don't want to accept 50 or 60. I mean, what? If someone is daft enough to come in with like an 80 million euro bid, I suppose Chelsea have got it in them. I could maybe see it. But what on earth have they watched of Garnacho to warrant an 80 million euro bid? Or, I mean, dude, anything north of 30 for Garnacho is steep.
Fucking ridiculous. Like I said to you on Thursday, I either need new glasses or a new telly because he's a winger who can't dribble, he can't cross, he can't pass, he cuts in and hits the odd one that goes in, and we are talking odd one. He's got 2 fucking goals, mate.
Yeah.
He's crap. He's a winger who 1v1 can't get past his man. So if they want to spend 50 mil on him because McTominay's turned out all right, that league's shit anyway. I don't care. If Garnacho turns out all right, fair fucking play, but 50 million in my pocket, I'm taking it. I'm taking 40. I'd sell him for 40. Exactly. I don't know what the fuck people see, but this is, again, it's just, you know, people are blind to... It's blind witnesses, isn't it? Because people still cling on to all sorts of fucking shit. Like, you know, like I said, potential. Well, are they potential or are they crap? Like,
the thing is, right, so
let's see how Lenny Oro turns out. But right now, he don't look anything near like he's going to turn... What, he's going to turn out to be like Rio? Fucking nowhere near that.
You know that comment on the Fabrizio post that I just before we did the pod, I showed it you. And that guy was putting, look, if we get 50, 60 million, we've seen that we will have to go and spend 70 to go and get a player like Marmoush, right? Now, listen, I don't know anything about Marmoush, so if anyone's going to call me in a week or something and say he's shit, I don't know, he might be, fuck knows. However, that makes no sense. His logic makes no sense because all he has just said to me is you can get 60 million for a guy who has proved absolutely fucking nothing and get a guy who currently is one of the best players in the Bundesliga. Right, well, is that not a good thing? It makes no sense. You're getting a guy who is proving he can do it, regardless of what level. He's banging in the goals. He's got, I think, got the most assists. You've currently got Garnacho, who is not doing anything other than he keeps changing his fucking haircut, and all you fancy him.
Like you said, it's exactly the same of the Højlund, what was Zlatan and Lewandowski doing at his age. It's nonsensical. You're blindfolding yourself and praying that they're going to turn out to be amazing when you could just spend the money on someone who is good. It's fucking bollocks. Like you said.
People don't watch football with their eyes anymore, though, do they?
No.
This is the thing. Since fucking Twitter, Instagram, and YouTube, I think this is the issue. People do not watch games and just have a fair evaluation of what that player looks like.
I said to you on Thursday, apparently being under the age of 22 excuses you from being awful.
Yeah, exactly. And you know when you were saying about the potential that you said under the age of 21, I don't think it's that. I think you can see it now at 24, 25. People still talking about potential.
And you know what as well? You know what's even more ridiculous is that players are hitting the peak earlier now because everything's a little bit more advanced. It's not like back in the day when, players can play for longer. But how many players from the age of 22 really improve? Especially in the play style of a Højlund. He is what he is. He's a fucking, what is he fucking hell? A wrestler. Brock Lesnar. But yeah, it's just not, it's madness. Like, I really got fucking pissed off on Thursday because a complete nobody was tearing 60 mil potential Lenny Oro a new arsehole. Why didn't we just spend 65 million on someone who is fucking good and could defend right now? Because what we're doing? Why are we blindfolding ourselves at the roulette table and chucking 20 quid down? Stop it. Stop doing that. Go and find a fucking defender who's good and spend it on him. Because if Lenny Oro's crap, it's another 60 mil in the bin. And nobody on planet Earth can sit down to me and say, Lenny Oro is going to turn out to be world class, because no fucker knows that.
No.
But we've paid the money so that he has to. Or it's a gaff.
The only thing people base their opinions on is how much was spent on him.
Yeah. Or his age. This is it. Fucking hell, mate. Anybody, like I said, anybody under the age of 21 could go for 50 mil because apparently you're guaranteed to just get a million times better. It's bollocks.
I mean, this thing with, like, you know, going to Serie A and getting a player that's got 10 goals. I mean, Serie A, since when has getting 10 goals in Serie A been an impressive feat? Do you know what I'm saying? And United have not done it once. They've gone and done it again.
You know what I'm telling you as well? He's 22 in a couple of weeks, Højlund. His 22nd birthday is the first week of Feb. He is not. He ain't getting any better. Look, he might be in shocking form now, and he might get to he might have a reasonable stretch. He got 10 for us last season.
Yeah.
I tell you, it's looking like 10 goals is his best.
Yeah.
But that's the thing. Look, Yoro is he 19 now? He's 18, 19 or whatever. I'm not saying this is the finished article with Lenny Oro. But what I'm saying is, if he doesn't turn out to be amazing, it's a bad buy. Yeah. So what we're doing is, we're like I said, we're putting blindfold around our eyes. We're chucking 60 mil on red at a roulette wheel, and hoping it fucking lands on red. Because if you scout properly across the world and spend 60 mil on a defender, they should be able to deliver now. This notion that he's getting ripped a new one by Southampton, the worst team in Premier League history. This notion that it's acceptable. Well, no. If he's meant to be potentially world class, he shouldn't be getting obliterated by Southampton. Look, anybody can have a bad night, and Lenny Oro might turn out to be great, and I'll look a fucking idiot for saying all this. But I'm standing by my point that he has to turn out good, or this is a shocking buy.
The thing is, right, what your point is, because people will come at you, right, even if he has 3 good games, they'll go, you're talking shit. Right, no, but the point he's making is if you're spending 60, 70 million pounds on any player, any position in the team, you want them to come in and be fucking hitting the ground running. If you are saying you're worth that price tag, then you should be capable of coming in the team and putting in some good performances. You've not got time to settle in because you've got potential.
Yeah.
Fuck the potential thing. We've just paid 70 million for you. You need to be coming in. You need to be one of the main fucking guys.
Oh, no, well, this is the new thing, isn't it? Hoyland needs a senior striker to help him. Help him what? What's he going to do? Fucking put his shirt on and score for him? What? Oh, yeah, let's get a senior striker. Let's get Lewandowski.
Well, I've got someone in mind. Why don't you go and get fucking Weghorst back then?
Look, you ain't going to start teaching an old dog new tricks. And Rasmus Højlund's movement is probably the worst movement I've ever seen of a striker. So if you think getting Edison Cavani in as a coach or Van Nistelrooy in as a coach is going to change him, because Van Nistelrooy was there at the beginning of this season. He had all summer to work with Højlund. Well, again, this is another thing. We're getting a senior striker and he'll get better. Wow. What if he's crap?
Yeah.
Fucking winds me up, mate. But
well, that's the thing, isn't it? I think people need to come to terms with it. And at the end of the day, in the summer, these same people that love him, you'll go and sign another number 9, probably from Serie A, that's got 6 goals, and they'll gas up him. And then he'll be the new thing. You know what I'm saying? So
this is it. This is a thing where, again, this isn't what United is. People keep getting fucking caught up in it. Cristiano Ronaldo cost 13 million at 18, and he turned out to be the best. He won the Ballon d'Or 6 years later.
Yeah,
he was a punt. If Ronaldo turned out crap, no one cared. He was fucking 10 million, took 12 million.
Yeah, now it's damaging amounts.
Now we're paying top fucking dollar. How many forwards have gone for more than Højlund? I bet he's top 10, probably.
I imagine so. Yeah.
So it's fucking ridiculous. What are we obsessed with? Finding someone that might turn out good? Don't buy someone who is good.
Just before we do wrap on United, is there any news on any incomings? I've seen that one I sent you today that I saw about Fabrizio posting. Is there anything in terms of attackers that you're looking like?
Not really. I mean, there's rumours that there's a swap deal Chelsea are interested in, which...
For what?
Look, I mean, if it's Nkunku or Felix, I'd do it, but I don't know. There's no sort of names mentioned.
Oh, I mean, if it's... Well, you'd imagine it probably would be Nkunku because they're trying to shift him, aren't they?
Injured loads Nkunku, but I mean, look...
I'd take an injury-prone Nkunku because if he can sort his injuries out, he is actually mint. Garnacho, I don't believe he's ever going to hit the level that...
Look, not one player in this team is capable of cracking 10 goals, so... except the one we've exiled. But yeah, so, look, Patrick Dorgu is going to potentially come in from Lecce. Again, it's another mid-table Serie A signing.
Is he actually Serie A?
Look, he's left-footed. That's probably all I can cling to at the minute.
Are you funding the Italian government at this point or something? What are United doing?
That league will be on the rise again. It'll be like the Caca Milan days soon, that fucking league.
I know, yeah, down to
you. I don't know, look. I want Amorim to get in some signings for his sake, but like I said, he's got to be doing his job to the best of his ability. We know the players aren't. We know the players aren't doing the job to the best of their ability because they're fucking shit.
Yeah.
But if that manager, look, Ruben, all you've got to do is do the best you can. You will get to the summer. It don't matter what happens. Right now, you're not doing the best you can. So sort it out.
Right now, he's sacrificing games to prove a point almost, which I just think is a bit of a dickhead thing to do, especially coming out and saying the things he said. You're telling me, saying, look, it's going to get worse for the fans. Well, hang on. Amorim, I'd like to tell you, mate, a lot of people come down from, and I'm not trying to take the piss, but we all know a lot of people travel down from London to watch United. Yeah. We all know a lot of people fly across from Ireland. So it's not good enough you saying this. You know what I mean? You've got to put more in. I don't think them fans that are spending €300 on a fucking plane ticket are too happy with you, mate.
I'm desperate to take my son, who is 4 years old. Again, we've only been to one game. It was a pre-season game. I was going to take him over in December, but the weather was horrendous. So it was the Forest game, I think, which we lost 3-2. But I'm desperate to take him again. And I'm sat there at the minute and thinking, I don't fucking want to take him.
What are you doing? Are you subbing him on for Xerxes?
Yeah, putting Big Z, my Big Z. Yeah. So look, I just hope he sort of God, it'd be great if you could listen to me, to be honest, because all he's got to do is what I'm saying and he'll get a pass. Whether he will or not, I don't know. But anyway, Rangers on Thursday. Let's see how that goes. I don't really know much about Rangers. I'm not going to bluff to say I am. But look, it doesn't matter who we're playing. You could roll
The
out.
high
Tell you
tempo.
what,
I saw that one
I
against.
was going to say to you, in the FA Cup, it would have been hilarious if we got a League Two, like say we got Salford, right?
Yeah.
And I know we beat Arsenal, but God, United will beat any big team apparently. But if we'd have got a Salford, or have you got Leighton Orient in the next round?
You got Leighton Orient, yeah.
Leighton Orient. If we'd have got a lower league team, I don't want to have a go at these teams, like a League Two team.
Yeah.
I don't know where Salford are League Two. I would have loved to have seen us against one of them and actually seen our level against them, because I actually reckon we'd have struggled.
You never know. You never know, lad. Hoyland might have scored.
Yeah, I did say League One. It's probably his level, but yeah, look, we will reconvene on United after Thursday.
Yeah,
see
perfect.
What the hell, and then preview the Fulham game. But look, we already know what's going to happen. They're going to be tired for Fulham because they're playing Thursday, so they're going to lay another fucking egg.
What's your quick prediction for? Are you? Did you say you're away? Are you away in?
No, we are at home, but
you're at home. Right.
We're better away from home. That's another thing. They're crumbling under the pressure at home.
Oh God!
What's my prediction? I think they'll draw against Rangers. I think if we win, we guarantee top 8. So we need to win, but we need to win in the Prem and we can't. So
yeah.
What do you think?
I think you probably will win. I can see you winning, but I think it'll be a low. Yeah, maybe like 2-1.
We'll save the Fulham chat for Friday.
Yeah, man. Yeah, we'll chew the fat with that one.
Okay. Yeah, so just FYI, we're going to split the episodes now. So that's it for the United one. Thank you for listening. Hopefully, it won't be as depressing, but if there's any more watch-alongs, I hope you're all enjoying it at the sake of my blood pressure. But I'm sure there'll be one very soon that we can sort of do for everybody else's amusement. I hope they enjoyed the one on Thursday. I have been ill since. I don't know if it's flu or what, but yeah. So that wraps it for the United app. Thank you for listening. Christian, catch up on the City one.
Yeah, definitely.
See you later, guys.